Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia, we got an amazing show for you guys tonight as Bitcoin has finally made it to that POC of the range that we were looking at yesterday, which it was kind of like almost at last night. But we are at that key level of resistance. I want to talk about where we're headed from here as we sit in the middle of the range. Like I said, at that POC, are we likely to see a full rotation to the top of the range? Or are we more likely to put that lower high in and get that bigger move to the downside? We have a lot to talk about today, guys, so buckle up. It's going to be an amazing live stream. And shout out to the Candle Mafia. Smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto on Friday's giveaway, which, by the way, guys, Probably, I don't know. I'm being told by the Frankie Candles team, a.k.a., from Tony D and Mrs. Candles, that I'm not live streaming on Friday, or they said I probably won't want to live stream on Friday, which I would challenge them on that. There's not really anything in the world that would make me not want to stream. But yeah, they're saying I'm not going to stream on Friday for some reason. It is my birthday. On Saturday, I keep losing track of the days here. My birthday is on Saturday. They say I'm probably not going to want to stream on Friday, so we may have to push that giveaway till next week. But either way, every 100 likes we get on tonight's stream will give you guys some extra chances to win that free crypto. And whether it's this week or next Friday, we will be giving away that free crypto. We'll carry the giveaways over into the next week if we don't do them Friday. Lucho said, stream your birthday. That would actually be pretty fun. Maybe we could stream from the phone. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know. For all I know, we could be going to Mexico. I have no idea what's going on for my birthday, which is kind of exciting, but also a little bit scary. But yeah, maybe we could do a quick little live stream. People always say that me and Mrs. Candles should stream our wedding. We're not even engaged, but I'm just saying one day when we do get married, everybody wants us to live stream the wedding. Just set it up in the corner. But then I would expose my my fire stanky leg to the world. But anyway, guys, just a heads up. Smash that like button. The giveaways will get rolled over if we don't stream on Friday to next week. But smash that like button if you have not already. And thank you all for Tony D said Death Mexico. Shout out to Tony D. I'm sure he's kidding, but I wouldn't be against going to Mexico. I'm not going to lie. I haven't been to Mexico in quite some time. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the super chat. And shout out to Retro Mike for dropping another super chat. Well, that's his first super chat today, but another one, talking about Tony. Shout out to Retro Mike, says hashtag glitter fund. Tony D, yeah, we started a whole thing with this body glitter and the pasties yesterday. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, guys, shout out to the Candle Mafia. We got a lot to look at on today's Bitcoin. On today's chart, I want to break down the key levels and kind of what I'm expecting here because, like I said, guys, recently it's been a little bit of a mixed bag, but I want to talk to you guys about how I'm trading this market, how I'm handling everything, and where I generally think things are going. But before we jump into it, shout out to the Godfather. Show him some respect in the chat. We got Trey in the chat. What is going on, bro? We got Aziz. What is going on? Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. I'm joking here. I'm sorry, guys. We got I got to get this right. Old Stuckin Brock in the chat. What is going on, bro? Shout out to you. Yo, Frankie. Frankie greeting the live chat at his wedding. Just like everybody's there to celebrate me. I'm in the corner. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Unbelievable. Shout out to Crane C. Thank you for the super chat. Says, oh, God, he's adding to the glitter fund. Shout out to Creighton C. I appreciate you, bro. I'm getting kind of nervous about this whole birthday thing. If there's going to be body glitter, I don't know what's going to be going on. But anyway, we got Kush Patel. And last but not least, guys, certainly not least, we got Bitfrog and Tyler Durden in the chat. Drop some love for our mods in the chat, guys. If you love them as much as I do, which is going to be pretty hard, but drop some love in the chat for the mods. And shout out to Crypto and Yogurt. I saw you getting a membership before. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for that. And he says he's in the corner pulling his fib. It's just like everybody's like, oh, congratulations. And I'm just like in the corner, just like talking to chat. Anyway, with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts because, like I said, we got a lot to look at. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin chart. Also, by the way, yo, shout out to Dr. Crimson's girlfriend. Said glitter is life. Shout out to Dr. Crimson's girlfriend. You guys might see some pictures on Twitter or maybe Instagram on my birthday of me covered in body glitter for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Thank you for all the super chats, guys, and all the funds for the body glitter this weekend. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a quick look at what we got going on here. First off, shout out before we do anything, guys. Shout out to anybody holding H-bar. Obviously, H-bar is on an absolute moon mission, which is based off some BlackRock news. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. Well, not just a minute, but later on in the stream, we will take a look at H-bar and see kind of what we are doing here as the volume profiles are getting respected here. I'll do some TA on that. But first off, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin as this is the asset in question here with the mixed signals. Are we going up? Are we going down? And I will be honest, guys. I am actually a little bit relieved. Not relieved, but it is good to know. I actually... this doesn't happen very often, guys. But I watched a YouTube video today, and the YouTube video I watched was none other than the one and only Crypto Face's video. I saw he uploaded, and I just had a couple extra minutes, so I popped it up. I was like, let's see what Crypto Face thinks. It was like a little market update video. Shout out to Crypto Face. I know a lot of you guys very likely already follow him, but if you don't already, go check out his channel. He's the creator of Market Cypher. He's the absolute GOAT. Shout out to him. We got to have him back on the channel pretty soon. But, I was watching his video, and he was kind of saying the same thing. He's like, guys, this is a choppy market, like pretty hard trading out there. And I was like, whew. I was like, that was a little bit of extra validation. I'm like, I'm not the only one seeing these mixed signals. But I want to kind of talk about what we're seeing here because, as you guys know, last night we were looking at this volume profile, right? And we've been looking at this for quite some time. As we have flipped this value area low to support, that next area to expect to come in was that point of control, which is quite literally where we're sitting right now. And this was that key level of resistance, or one of those key levels of resistance that we were looking at for a potential lower high to start to form. Now, this was one of the options, or one of these scenarios that we saw potentially playing out yesterday. I am in a short position. This is like the first real trade I've taken in probably like a week or so. So if that doesn't say that it's choppy out there, I don't know what does. I don't know what will say it, because I was saying to Tony, I forget, maybe it was Mrs. Candles. I was like, this is this is like the first decent sized trade I've put in confidently in quite some time. And by confidently, I'm not saying I'm 100% certain it's going to play out, but at least there were some kind of signals here to take that position. But again, the idea here, and kind of the thought process that we're battling with right now, guys, is, right, the simple theory of the volume profile, right? Because we know that oftentimes when you deviate below these volume profiles, you will flip that. Once you flip that value area low to support, you look for a move to the POC, and then once you flip that POC, it is going to be more likely to get back up to that value area high. And this is just simple volume profile trading. This is something we look at every single day, and as we look at this, this would kind of be, if there weren't those mixed signals that we will go over in just a second, if we didn't have those mixed signals on the higher time frames, I would pretty confidently, right, be in a long position from the value area low, looking for that POC to flip to support, and then get that move up to the value area high, right? Like, this is a pretty textbook volume profile trade. However, we do have some things potentially pointing to some downside, right? We have the money flow on the daily coming back up. Right now, it is coming back up. That is obviously, you can't argue that. This is coming back up. But if this does wind up rolling back over here, guys, if that VWAP comes back down, crosses the zero line, gives us a red dot, and that money flow just flows back to the downside, this is overall going to be a bearish signal for Bitcoin. And then also taking a look at the 2-day, money flow is also, although we do have the green dot printing, about to confirm in about 2 hours. This money flow is generally trending to the downside, right? Sure, we're coming up locally here. However, if that just rolls back over and we just simply get another lower high on our money flow here, like, this is simply just going to be a trend to the downside, indicating that this bounce may, right, in this very specific situation, oftentimes we can have a lot of confidence in saying that we can expect a move to the downside when we see money flow moving out like this. But with the mixed signals right now, guys, I still hold generally more of a neutral kind of not macro, but medium-term sentiment, right? Sometimes we come up here and we're like, hey, guys, look for the longs on the dips because we're going to break those all-time highs very likely, but we are just not in one of those situations right now. Things are chopped up. Things are confusing, so we're kind of looking at both cases because as traders, when the signals are unclear, you can simply have a plan for the bullish case and have a plan for the bearish case. And if the bearish case doesn't play out, you could just simply profit on the bullish case, right? And that's the beauty of being a trader. However, this would be a very simple volume profile trade if we were not getting those mixed signals. But unfortunately, we do have the mixed signals. So the question is, are we going to put that lower high in? And we'll go over, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because we talked about it a lot yesterday. It was kind of the focus of the live stream. But I want to talk about those key levels we were looking at for the potential lower high to come in, and then and if the bearish case is going to play out, I want to talk about that, and then I want to talk about those invalidations that I'm looking at to potentially cut the losses on that short position if it does not wind up playing out. I want to talk about where I'm looking to stop out in order to see that bullish case play out, and I'm going to talk about the exact levels that I'm watching. So, again, the general question is, are we going to get something like this, or are we going to get something like that, right? I mean, the age-old question of trading. Are we going up or down? And again, we're in a place where we can't really make a certain decision, or as certain as you can make in a trading plan, as certain of a decision as you can make. But, again, that's why I'm hedging myself. I am in my longs from lower, just for anybody who's interested. I am still long from down here at about $40,000. I'm also long from somewhere in here on another account. And now I am in a fresh short position from this POC for a very specific reason, guys, because you might say to yourself, well, Frankie Candles, I don't understand, bro. You always say you never trade the middle of the range, but you're in the trade right in the middle of a range. And the reason why I'm open to taking the trade in the middle of the range here instead of waiting for the higher probability setup, which would be at the value area high, the reason I'm willing to take this shot here is for two reasons, right? Well, number one, it's money flow on the 2-day and the daily. If this winds up continuing to roll over, right, that would anticipate that this bounce is likely to be a lackluster bounce to the upside before putting in a lower high and then continuing back to the downside, right? Because if this money flow crosses into the red, remember the money flow indicates the longer-term trend, and right now we have money flow and momentum coming to the downside. So for that reason, right, that's reason number one, market cipher B does look like it could wind up flipping bearish on the higher time frames. However, more specifically, we do have the golden pocket sitting right here in perfect confluence on that point of control. Let me go ahead and just what is up? Why is this so hard to see? There you go. There's the POC in pink there with beautiful confluence on that golden pocket. And we know, guys, that if that lower high is indeed going to come in, it is very likely going to come in. And this is what we were looking at on yesterday's live stream. Simply put, if that lower high is going to come out and if the money flow does cross over into the red and the higher time frames do wind up cooling off, then that lower high is very likely to come in somewhere within this purple box, which is the Fibonacci 786 golden pocket retracement with the beautiful confluence. The reason I didn't wait to come deeper into this box, because there are reasons to maybe wait a little bit in order to take this trade, but the reason I did not wait is because we do have pretty nice confluence here, right? The POC, the range, and that golden pocket make for somewhat of a strong level. If we do continue up, I am interested in potentially adding a little bit to the position. But once we start really getting on top of this POC, and definitely once we get above that 786, that is going to basically invalidate this short position for me, in which case I will stop out for a small loss, right? I'll just stop out of the trade for a very small loss. And then simply put, we will be looking for the value area high, and potentially, if we're able to get above that value area high, that is where we would be looking for new all-time highs to potentially sweep that liquidity that we know that we have sitting right above $74,000, right above that previous all-time high, which is sitting at about $74,000, right? $73,951.50. So that's kind of my plan here. Like I said, guys, there are mixed signals out there. If you are a beginner trader or you are not experienced, I recommend maybe just kind of letting the price action hash out here. Like I said, like last week, last week I did not really take many trades. This is kind of the first trade I've taken this week, just because things are so chopped up. But simply put, like it is like when you're looking at something like the 2-day, this looks very, very clear. And let me thicken these lines, make them old thick boys here, because they're kind of hard to see, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm just getting old, or maybe I should throw on the spectacles. But if I was looking at the 2-day here, guys, like this is a pretty, if we were not getting all the mixed signals that we have, this is very clearly, we have money flow coming out, we have momentum coming out, and this green dot would simply indicate lackluster pump to the upside to put in a likely lower high and a continuation down, which I'm not going to cover the lower levels today. We could go over those tomorrow if we're continuing to the downside. I do think at some point, hopefully by tomorrow, we'll at least have an idea if this is going to give us a move down or if we're going to hop above here and get a bigger move up. But like I said, like I simply have more of a neutral stance right now, which is the beauty of being a trader, guys. Like I don't necessarily need to just bet all on one move, right? We could just kind of take stabs here and there, whether we're going up or down, and then once one of those trades plays out, we will stop out for a small loss on the losing trade. And put it this way, right? If I get stopped out of this short position, right, like let's say we get above the POC, which would be the first warning sign. Shout out to anybody who might be in a short position here, or if you were looking to potentially short within, where you would be looking for the lower high here between the golden pocket 786, I would warn that one of the first kind of sign that I would be looking at in order to look for this to get back to the value area high would technically be a flip of this POC into support. But we have to understand you do have that 786, which is coming in a little closer to $69,000, right? It's at about 68.7. Now, if you did pull this from the absolute all-time high, not all-time high, but the high of this entire move, it gets closer to about the golden pocket gets to about 68.2, 786 at about 70K. But I am pulling this fib from this impulse right here, just for anybody who is wondering. But this is going to be the flip of that POC into support. It's kind of the first warning sign that, like, hey, you're probably going to get a little more of a bounce to the upside here. And then that 786 is going to be your last line of defense. If you do not get swatted down by that 786, you are very likely going to make it back to your value area high. But, you know, it's your duty as a trader, right, to have your own plans for this kind of stuff. This is something that somebody can't tell you how to do, right? You know, whether you want to stop out once you flip that POC to support, or if you want to take one more stab at the 786. Like, this is something that you either just have to risk it for the biscuit, or just sit out and wait for the clearer signals. And because of the situation we're in right now, like I said, I don't like trading the middle of the range. But because of the golden pocket confluence on the POC, and knowing that the golden pocket 786 is where that lower high is likely to happen, this is why I'm open to taking this position, right? Now, like I said, if you are not an experienced trader, like, this is somewhat not low probability, but my confidence on this isn't the highest right now, simply because it's in the middle of the range. Whether we're getting whether the lower high comes in here or not, this is still a little bit more of a risky trade. I still feel more comfortable taking a short at the actual high of the range, right? So keep that in mind, right? If I get stopped out of this, it's not really going to be too shocking, but it's also not going to be shocking if we get the lower high and come to the downside. So again, this is what gives me my neutral sentiment, and I really do want to kind of push this home, or hammer this home, as I like to say. You do not need to just bet the farm on the next big move. I think that's what a lot of people do. We talked about this yesterday, I think, or maybe it was in the premium Discord. I think it was on this live stream. We talked about that. Like, when you hear people saying, like, oh, you know, I thought it was going up, now it's going down. Like, this is something you need to realize, especially if you want to be a trader. It is not about saying, I think it's going up, and then betting the farm on this and just, you know, stubbornly sticking to your guns. And if it starts dumping, you're like, no, it's going to pump. Trust me, I'm always right, right? This is not what you want to do, right? You want to understand that the market can do whatever it wants, and there's no way to know for 100% what is going to happen, right? And that's why we use TA to make educated guesses. But part of that TA and part of that trading plan needs to be the willingness to accept that you're not going to be right all the time. And the real trick there is, guys, understanding when you're wrong and having clear lines of invalidation, so you know when to cut your trade before you lose too much money, right? You want to make you want to get out of your trade, you're losing trades very early, cut them for a small loss. Sure, it's a little stain on the ego, right? You get it. Just take it on the chin, accept that you got stopped out, you lost, you were wrong about that position. But as long as that loss is small and you let your winners run, this is how you lead to long-term profitability, right? If you're just swinging for the fences, looking to pick up and bet the farm on the next big move to the upside, and you're just trying to time that bottom or time that top exactly and wait for these gigantic moves, this is what will make you go broke. And I always say this. We had Garrett Soloway on the channel a while ago, and he always said singles and doubles will make you a millionaire, and going for home runs and grand slams all the time will simply drain your account and make it go to zero. And I could not agree more. And this is why I simply have the not the ego, I have the lack of ego, or I have the wherewithal to understand that I am not all-knowing. I am not a market, I'm not one of these people, although, because I understand this doesn't exist, right? I understand, even though we crush the trades 90% of the time, maybe this is a random made-up number. I don't know if it's actually 90%. But, we don't just take that as we know the best and we're always going to be right. You have to humble yourself, or the market will humble you. And trust me, I'm speaking from experience. You would rather humble yourself than have the market humble you, because the market humbling you will make you lose all your money. So keep that in mind. Shout out to Lucas. What is going on? I think that's how you say that name. It's an interesting spelling, but shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much. Said, love your videos, man. Check out ICP, please. Well, shout out to Lucas. Hopefully, Rob the Crypto Snob can add ICP to the list of alts, and we're going to get into those in just a minute. And then shout out to Lucho, our famous giveaway rig master. Shout out to you, bro. He says Hong Kong ETF launches by the end of April. Shout out to Lucho. Maybe that's the next catalyst that we need to get that next big leg up. It would kind of line up perfectly. So shout out to Lucho. Thank you for dropping that little bit of sauce of your own in the chat. I appreciate you so much, bro. But that's what we're looking at, guys. Last night, we were looking at the Golden Pocket POC 786, this pocket here, saying, hey, this could be the next place to look for a short. This is, in my opinion, an acceptable place to look for a short. Not a trade signal, not a call, not a prediction, right? I'm not saying we're gonna nuke from here 100%, right? This is not what I'm doing. I'm simply doing the TA and taking my chances, but limiting the risk, understanding, again, this is a little bit more of a risky trade, guys, because we are in the middle of the range. But again, if we stop out of this for a small loss, I will simply be profiting on those longs that I just mentioned that I am still in from a little bit lower than here and right here, right? So if we go to the upside, right, I'm simply going to profit. But I am I wasn't in a short until earlier today, so now I'm covered. If we come back down, I'm not necessarily going to want to close all my longs, right? Because I might not necessarily be looking for a nuke to zero, but if we do come back down, simply make some money on that short, and then potentially, depending on what price action looks like back down at the value area low, we're just going to be in another situation where it's like, hey, are we going to deviate back down below this low, get another reclaim of the value area low and move to the high, or are we simply just going to break down, and is that higher time frame money flow going to play out and bring us to lower lows? And if no matter what happens, we are in a position to profit big time. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. Key levels, just to give you guys some numerical values on these next key levels. Golden Pocket POC Confluence is sitting between about $66,637 and $67,213. And then your 786 is also sitting at 68.7. Now, again, I want to push it. I want to make sure you guys understand this. And I did say this yesterday, and it still stands true, right? For me, the full invalidation of this trading idea would be, right? And I'm not saying, this is not financial advice, guys. I am not saying short Bitcoin right now, right? Just because I'm in a short does not mean that you should just go enter a short. When I enter the short, I am in from somewhere, I believe, up here, right? So, this technically may not be the best entry, right? So I want to be very clear. I'm not saying short Bitcoin right now. Just because I'm in a short doesn't mean that this is the best time to get into a short. I'm already a little bit in the green here, right? So, you might get another bounce back to the upside, and I'm actually willing to potentially, if we do come take these highs again, I may even add to my position because we do have some other key levels above. Again, the 786 is a little bit far away, but I may be interested in adding to the position as we come up. And then if we really start pushing towards that 786, I'll simply stop out of that small loss. But again, I just want to be very clear. This is not me telling you to short Bitcoin right now. That is not what I'm saying. If you do that or think that you're going to be able to just have someone tell you when to short and when to long, this is not how you're going to make money. You are very unlikely to succeed if this is your kind of goal, right? To just find someone who's going to tell you when to buy, when to sell, and exactly what to do. Very unlikely that you make money, and that's not even just for trading. It's extra hard to do that with trading, but that's gonna go for even investing in altcoins, whatever it is, your long-term investments. That's going to remain true all the time, guys, because you have to have your own wherewithal to take profit. You also, if you're listening to your friends buying altcoins, right, especially meme coins, and they're saying this is gonna be the next Pepe, right? That's like the thing. This is the next Pepe. This is the next sheep. You have to understand that when that investment starts going south, if you're not prepared to ride that thing down to zero, right, which is very likely, especially with a meme coin, you have to have the wherewithal and you have to be you have to have enough self-awareness to be like, okay, you know what, My friend at my job told me this. I work in a mechanic shop. I don't know what the heck he thinks he knows. This doesn't look like it's going to go well. I'm going to sell it, right? You have to have the wherewithal to manage your own money, and if you are willing to risk it and risk riding it down to zero, you have to be willing to say, I'm going to buy into this. If it goes to zero, I'm willing to risk that, right? And you have to understand that you have to invest accordingly, right? Don't put your whole life savings into it or your rent for the month into some coin, gambling and crossing your fingers hoping it to go up, right? And this is the same thing with trading. You can't just have someone have someone tell you when to buy and when to sell. It just won't work. This is why my Discord is not a signals group, right? This is why I actually spoon feed the trade setups, tell people exactly what I'm looking for, and if that setup presents itself, then that's where I'm looking for the trade. That way, you're not, seeing me, if I were looking for a long down here in the Discord, right, the setup would look something like this, right? It will be like, hey guys, there's a key level, right? There's a key, and I'm very, very passionate about teaching this way, right? I don't do signals for a very specific reason. Number one, I don't think they work, I wouldn't see how they would work. And for one thing is for sure, they do not teach you how to be a trader. They teach you how to just buy and sell when someone tells you to, which is not going to make you money over the long term, right? The second that person decides to stop doing signals, you're out of job, right? You're out income. And then the other thing is, too, even if those signals hit 100% of the time, you're very likely still going to lose money. And so is 99% of that Discord, simply because 99% of those people haven't built the actual skills that you need to consistently make money. And a lot of those skills are understanding how to have the discipline to actually take profits, not watch your trade go into the green and then back into the red. But in the Discord, basically what we do here is I will say, hey guys, there's a key level down here, right? I'm not saying this is a key level. I'm just saying there's a key level right down here. If we get down there, right, and price does one of these loop-de-doo double spiral confirmations right here, that is where I'm getting into the long position. And then you can sit there and sit on your hands and be like, okay, now I have a roadmap of what I think I should look for, right? And then if price does do that, then you can do your own analysis and decide if that's a good trade for you, right? And this way, right, the next time price is in a similar situation, you could go, hang on a second. It's doing that double loop-de, double spiral helix dragon confirmation. Last time I did this, price went to the upside and made money on a long. And I'm seeing the same exact setup here. Maybe it's recreatable. Maybe I could do this again and I can repeat it over time and consistently make money. And then that is what will lead to you quitting your job, right? Firing your boss, as they say. Making money on your own time, whatever. In my opinion, this is a much better way to learn rather than someone just saying buy, sell, because then you're always going to be sitting there. Buy? Okay. Ooh. And then you buy. I don't know why I did like a dog training thing metaphor for that. But anyway, there you go, guys. That's basically how I like to do the setups. So with that being said, like I said, not financial advice. I am for sure not telling you just to short Bitcoin here. I took this trade based off specific confirmations, and I was waiting for this level for quite some time, right? There's a plan here. I'm not just like, oh my God, we're hitting resistance, short, right? That's not a great way to make money. And that's how I'm planning. That's my plan, guys. Like I again don't really have super high confidence on this, but it's okay, right? Because I'm limiting the risk. And that is the key. That is the not sexy answer. That is the not sexy secret that will make you money. This is not what people want to hear, but this is actually what will make you money. But anyway, guys, I mean, if you know, then this is what you want to hear. This is the sexy thing. But if you're new, probably not the sexy thing you want to hear. You just want to hear, this thing's going to $1 million. Buy it right now and you'll be a millionaire in 3 days. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. But anyway, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto Max. He said, I have yet to have something I've invested into go to zero, but I'm still trying to find something that will. Shout out to Crypto Maxi. Never give up, my friend. Never give up. I bought H-Bar. I bought Solana right before it went to zero. So I almost bought something that went to zero, but then it went right back up. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Has H-Bar crashed yet? Shout out to Crypto Maxi. Yeah. But guys, this is my plan on Bitcoin. Like I said, market Cypher B still kind of chopped up. Like just all the signal, just the market in general is very choppy, uncertain. But that's kind of how I'm hedging my bets, right? Super long. Now we've taken a short. If we get stopped out, we'll profit on the long and look for a new short at the value area high. Or if we get above that value area high, very likely that we're going to break those all-time highs. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead. Shout out to Lucho said not yet. But yeah, with that being said, go ahead and drop some of those altcoins in the chat, and we will go ahead. Rob the Crypto Stomp will count the votes, and Rob. I'm pretty sure you heard me say this, but I'll just say it one more time. If you could drop ICP for our super chats, I would greatly appreciate it, and I think they would as well. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, was the skin getting itchy? I never know where this is going to go, so I apologize where this goes. I don't know what's going to happen here. Shout out to Creighton C. Says, was the skin itchy? Was the skin getting itchy? Feeling a little mid-range, D-Jenny? Needs a little fixie. Hang on. The chat keeps moving. Hang on. Little tradey trade. You're fine. You can handle it. You're just as bad as us, Frankie. You little D-Gen. Shout out to Frankie. Shout out to Frankie Candles. Shout out to Creighton C. I do have an inner D-Gen. I do, Creighton. I do have a little bit of an inner D-Gen. I'm trying to think if I've ever bought anything that went to zero. I mean, famously, I don't know, famously is a little over-exaggerated, but very, I did buy SafeMoon. I bought SafeMoon like the second day it came out, and I turned like, I think it was like $50 or $100 into like 15,000, and then I just held it, and I held it, and I held it, and I held it, and I'm pretty sure it went to zero. Does anybody know, is SafeMoon ever actually go to zero? Is it at zero? Okay, yeah. So it's basic. I mean, I don't remember exactly where I got it, but it had to have been below here. Or I'm sorry, it had to be above here. So yeah, I guess you could say SafeMoon is something I bought, and it went completely to zero. But I had a chance to take my money out. That's the key, right? Like, I was a genius when I was up $15,000, right? But and this was a while ago. This is when SafeMoon first came out. I was up $15K and I was a genius, but I held it down to zero, right? I did nothing. I lost $100, right, or $50, whatever it was. But anyway, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so yeah, drop those altcoins in the chat. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at, and we can go ahead and start off with Ethereum. And actually, Rob, I could probably just, actually throw ICP on there. I was going to say we could start with that. Shout out to Gen Z. What is going on? He wants to see Jupiter. We can take a look at Jupiter, no problemo. But let's go ahead and take a look here, right? So for Ethereum, obviously, last night, guys, what we were looking at, I'm really starting to worry that these volume profiles are going to take my job, guys. Because it's like, where's price likely to go when you're deviated below the volume profile with bullish confirmations like we had here on Ethereum with that lower low on your price action, the higher low on your momentum waves, 4-hour bullish divergence with your money flow coming up. The next likely place for price to go, and again, not just a random bullish divergence, right on that weekly naked point of control, right? And what happens? Simply put, you come down, put that bull div in, you get back above that value area low, and now as long as we're able to remain above this level, we could look for a move up to the point of control, which is also in confluence with that 786 Fibonacci retracement level, which does make it somewhat of a resistance level to watch. Now, the reason, again, right, I'll just say this one more time. I really don't want to harp on this. I think I've been over-explaining it a bit. The reason that I am not just looking at this in terms of this volume profile, right? The reason I am not just looking at this like, hey, guys, what is going on here? We're above the value area low. Very likely we're just going to go to the POC and then up to the value area high is for the same reason why I feel like that on Bitcoin. And simply put, it's the money flow. And it's really how chopped up things are on the medium to higher time frames, right? So for that reason, if we are going to get that daily money flow, right, which is still technically coming out here, and that VWAP is also rolling over, if this does wind up coming back out and crossing into the red, what would that indicate? Creighton C, why don't you drop some sauce on the Mafia right now and let them know what that means? I know 99.9% of you guys know, but I do love to reiterate that for everybody. Shout out to Christian says, Ada, God bless, bro. Shout out to you, man. Potentially, we could take a look at ADA. No problemo. Rob the Crypto Snob is the altcoin boss. Shout out to Dave Digital. Said, Frankie, do you think you're wrong this time? On Ethereum? Shout out to Dave Digital. Let me know what you think, or maybe you just mean Bitcoin in general. And I will say this, right? I don't really have a strong opinion right now. Like I said, I am taking a bit more of a neutral stance. So do I think I'm wrong on this short? Let's see. Oh, yeah, Dave, let me know what you mean. If you mean on Bitcoin, I really don't have a neutral stance. I really have more of a neutral stance here. Do I think I'm going to be wrong on this short? I think there's a decent probability that this will be wrong. But again, I think the key here, and I love that you said this. I think the real answer to that question is, and I know you know this, Dave. I know you know this. It doesn't matter, right? I'm not necessarily trying to guess the big move. And again, Dave, I know you know this, but I'm not taking a gamble. I'm not saying this is going to nuke to the floor, so I'm shorting and only shorting, right? Technically, I'm still stacked more long than I am short, right? So, I don't really have a strong thought of where this is going, right? I am a trader. I am agnostic, right? I have no real opinionated thought of where things are going, right? Like, I might have my opinion, but it's always based off of information and data on the chart. So, I would probably put like medium-ish confidence on this short, right? It's in the middle of the range, which is lower probability. Market cipher B is somewhat chopped up, and we are also in an area where fake outs into the red on money flow is very, very likely. Meaning, we're in an area in the market where it's very, very likely that even if you come into the red or money flow dips down, you're very likely to have it just spike back up out of nowhere because we could be in the midst of another gigantic, or the start of a gigantic bull market. And I show this all the time on the stream. We always go back to the beginning of the bull market, right? On the daily, you can see price comes down, tiny little fake out into the red, but we basically just went sideways, got another move up, right? Money flow came back down, price action just went sideways, and then it came right back up, right? This would have looked extremely bearish, right? If I went into bar replay mode here, this would have looked extremely bearish, right? I would have been looking at this chart saying, hey guys, this looks really bearish. If this money flow crosses over into the red, the downtrend is likely to continue to the downside, right? But if you understand that where you sit in the market at this point in the 4-year cycle, you know that you're likely on the cusp of another parabolic bull run. You might look at this money flow and say, hey, I know that if this money flow crosses into the red, it's likely to cause a trend to the downside. And a daily money flow crossover is nothing to really mess around with, right? Typically, those downtrends can last a little while. But if you understand, hey, I know that this bull run is likely to happen, right? We just had the halving, which probably happened somewhere in here, or at least close, give or take to the left or right a little bit. You know that parabolic bull run may be right around the corner, so you might think to yourself, hey, I know this looks bearish, but we are in an area of the market, the same area that we're in right now, where it's likely that this money flow may just go into the red a little bit, or maybe not even cross into the red and just bounce and get some support on that zero line and come up into a bigger green wave, right? And obviously this is bar replay mode, so we know what happens here, but obviously, money flow got a hard bounce here and continued to the upside and simply just came into a bigger green wave. And this, unfortunately, guys, looking at the charts every single day, like we are just potentially in a situation like that. So because of that, because of this, that we're in an area of the market just like this, and the fact that we're in the middle of the volume profile, I do think maybe that short is a little bit lower probability. But the key here is that it doesn't really matter because I manage the risk, right? So I don't care if it's not the highest probability trade that we've ever taken. If it gets stopped out, it's a small loss, and we let those longs from 40K, 50K, straight up continue to pay us out. Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for sponsoring that little Frankie Candles sauce to go. Shout out to you. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's go back to Ethereum here, guys. But simply put, again, for those reasons I just went over on Bitcoin, I am looking at this golden pocket and this 786 as very key levels of resistance because, again, if we see that money flow cross into the red, which again we know it's very likely to potentially get a fake out at this point in the market, but if it just traditionally plays out as you'd expect, you have to be prepared to potentially look for the shorts, right? And that is why I have these levels marked out with purple boxes, meaning key levels of resistance, right? So if we come up here and we're getting a red dot on the daily and that money flow is starting to cross over into the red and I'm getting bearish confirmations, I may take a whack at a short here. Preferably, unlike Bitcoin, in my opinion, the more saucy level here is not the golden pocket, it's the 786 because the 786 is what's in confluence with your POC. And we know that sometimes when you leave a value area decisively, you will lose the range, come back up, test that POC one last time, and then get a big move to the downside, right? And that is basically what I'd be looking at. So, there you go, right? These key levels remain the same. We're simply sitting above that volume profile or above that value area low, I should say. As long as we hold above these levels, the next levels that I think are the likely places to go is going to be right here, sitting at the golden pocket, sitting at about 33.91. Up to about 34.17. And then after that, that could be just seen as a stepping stone on the way to your POC, which is sitting at about $3,500. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if we get resistance here or rejection. But for me, if I were to trade this, which I likely won't because I trade mostly Bitcoin, at least right now, kind of goes in and out. When I see nice setups on altcoins, I will take them. But for the most part, I kind of focus on Bitcoin, especially because, especially in the Discord, is typically what I do. Obviously that POC confluence on the 786 is going to be a little bit of a saucier level. And then obviously, if you break above that POC, just like on Bitcoin, next stop is going to be that value area high, right? The reason this says value area low is because this is your range value area high, but this value area high is in very close context, very close confluence with the value area low of this upper range, right? So we kind of just have two ranges right on top of each other. So simply put, if we were not in that weird place in the market, right, if things were a little bit more clear here, the thought process here would be go hold the value area low up to the POC, flip the POC, go to the value area high. If you break out of that value area high, you will simultaneously be flipping that value area low to support, in which case makes the next likely spot to go the POC, flip above that, next place to go, value area high, right? And again, I'm not necessarily calling for a move like that right now, but that would traditionally be how I handle two value areas stacked right on top of each other like that. So with all that being said, let's see. Shout out to Lucas. I appreciate that super chat, bro. Thank you so much. He says, great analysis on Ethereum. Do you see ICP hitting 200 when FOMO kicks in? What are your thoughts on ICP? Sounds like a great blockchain network. Yeah, shout out to Lucas. I like ICP, something I used to hate. This is a coin that literally launched and did nothing but go down. So I actually was very bearish on ICP. Not now, right? Like this was last cycle, right? This basically launched correct me if I'm wrong here. If someone else knows this, right? I'm not gonna. May 2021. I believe this is when ICP launched. And famously, it just nuked, and then it nuked, and then it went down, and then it kept going down. I remember being at the bottom of the bear market and people talking about ICP. And I'll be quite honest with you guys. Being a trader, right, looking at the charts mostly, right, paying most attention to the charts over everything else. I look at this and I hear people talking about the fundamentals of ICP, and I'm like, wow, is this thing really going to make a comeback? Because this thing has literally done nothing but go to the downside. And I'll have to say, I want to be very clear. I wasn't saying this has to go down because the chart was going down, right? The fundamentals started looking bullish. People started getting bullish on it. Apparently, they had changed a bunch of stuff, and we wound up seeing this thing get a massive recovery. And now it's turned into like one of the most bullish altcoins as far as the crypto space. Like the sentiment in the whole space is like everybody's bullish on ICP. And it's like, it's crazy, right? So yeah, I mean, this thing has performed really well. If you asked me this like a year or two ago, maybe like 2 years ago, I would have said, oh my God, I wouldn't put $1 into that, right? But obviously some things have changed. We've seen a nice big move up here. This is like the most it's ever pumped, I think, right? Like, what is this move? This is 649%. I mean, yeah, I mean, like you've never had this is the most it's ever pumped, right? So maybe this is the turnaround for ICP. And I know a lot of things have changed fundamentally for them. Obviously, they have a lot of really exciting stuff going on. So I'm bullish on ICP, right? But 2 years ago, I would have been completely bearish on it. But for ICP, a $200 ICP, I mean, basically what I would do for that, Lucas, is I would go over to thecoinperspective.com, something I use all the time. I have no affiliation. It's 100% free. It's just a website that you can use where you can put in market caps. And this is typically what I do, right? What I'll do is I'll select ICP. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to spend all the time because we have other coins to look at. But go to thecoinperspective.com, and it lets you play around with market cap, and it will tell you what the market cap of a certain coin needs to be in order to hit a certain price. So you would go select ICP, you would put your target price, which for you would be $200, right? And then it would tell you what the market cap would have to be. It would also tell you other interesting information, like it would have to be this many X's, right, to get to that price, etc. And then that's kind of how you could get your idea, right? And if it's telling you that the market cap has to be, and I don't know, right? I'm not going to run the numbers right now, but if it says, oh, it needs a 785 quadrillion dollar market cap, that's probably unlikely. Now, I don't think that's the case for a $200 ICP, but I'm just saying you could kind of gauge it like that, right? And you could also compare it to the market caps of similar projects that might be a higher market cap than ICP that might compete with it, right? Like what would ICP compete with on the way up, right? And you could kind of like, well, let's see if it replaced, if it replaced this coin's market cap, I think it could compete with this coin. If I replace it with that market cap, it hits that market cap, what would it be? And then you could kind of try to figure it out. But as far from a chart perspective, kind of what I would do is I would look at Fibonacci extension levels, right? But I guess ICP's first on the list here, so let's start off with ICP. And wait, hang on one second here. Shout out to Dirty 8 Racing, throws the Mrs. Candles hand in the chat. Shout out to Golden, getting those Frankie Candles memberships, 50 Frankie Candles memberships for the Mafia. Shout out to Golden, the absolute GOAT. Shout out to you, brother. Drop those golden emojis. I know you guys already did a golden woo, almost said it. Golden waterfall in the chat. Drop another golden waterfall in that chat. And shout out to Dirty 8 Racing for scaring me with that Mrs. Candle's hand because I thought she was in chat. And you guys, we've been talking about that body glitter stuff. I don't know. She might get freaked out by that. But shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you so much for being the GOAT, bro. Thank you for gifting those memberships. And drop that golden emoji if you just got a free Frankie Candles membership because your boy Golden is out here doing the Lord's work. Shout out to you, bro. Absolute legend. One day soon, I think, I will meet Golden, hopefully. Shout out to you, brother. But let's go ahead and jump in here. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Wick. Shout out to Wick 589 said, Billy knows. Love the message, man, and good job getting the community together, brother. Shout out to Wick 589. Shout out to Crypto Billy, the Billy Goat. I don't know exactly what it's referring to, but if Billy does it, it's usually an amazing thing. So shout out to Crypto Billy. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Oh my God, you guys summoned Mrs. Candles in the chat. But let's take a look here at ICP. Let's just get a quick Mrs. Candles hand in the chat. I won't spank it this time. Woo! Oh yeah! All right, get out of here. Get me excited. Okay, sorry. She's embarrassed. She's blushing. She's walking away, guys. I'm sorry. Anyway, they summoned you with the Mrs. Candles hand. And Golden with another 50 membership. Unbelievable. Golden, for the love of God. Golden, what are we going to do with you, bro? You are absolutely out of control. Obviously in the best way possible. Shout out to Golden, bro. I'm gonna find you in a good way. We need to find you. We need to hang out, bro. I need to I need to meet you in person, bro. Unbelievable. Drop those golden emojis in the chat if you just got a membership, or Mrs. Candle's hand if you didn't. If you didn't get it, drop a Mrs. Oh, I guess you can't use the Mrs. Candle's hand. Oh, God, that's messed up. I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, let's shout out to Golden. Let's go ahead and take a look at ICP here, guys. But shout out to Lucas. That's my general thoughts, brother. I'm bullish on ICP. I think this will do well over the next bull run. To call for it to go to $200, maybe we could just drop the sauce here. Let's drop the sauce. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so let's see, right? If you came to basically where we're at right now, and maybe 1,000% gain to about 186. Let's get a little closer to 200. So you'd be like a 1,200% gain. Let's pull up the coin perspective here. We'll go ahead. We'll type in ICP. And then we'll type in the target price of $200, which would be, that's $20. We need $200. Okay. Is everything okay? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know why it won't let me type this, but we're going to go for... okay, so let's see. So for a $300 price, right, $291, you would be about a 19x, and you would need, yeah, interesting. Okay. So if it had a market cap of $135 billion, one ICP would be worth $291, right? So you would need $135 billion in market cap to get a $291 ICP. For $145, this would be about 900%. It would need a $67 billion market cap. So really what I would do there, right? I'm not going to do the full research here with you, Lucas, but basically what I would be doing to try to figure out the realistic-ness, right, of that is go down the list of coin market cap, right? What are other similar projects that may be above this in market cap? Is it realistic for can you see ICP reaching that, right? What do they have in the pipes? I don't really know, I don't know, super in the weeds of ICP, but this is kind of, if this was going to say like $3 trillion, I would simply say very, very low possibility of ICP hitting $200 if that were the case, right? But it's not. 67 billion, right? Like a lot of people say XRP, a lot of people say XRP to 589, right? Which is literally like a meme, I'm pretty sure. But 589, right? This would, $32.5 trillion, right? Like this is not going to happen, right? Think about that, right? All of crypto right now is, I don't know what the current market cap is right this second, but let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Exchanges, bada boom, 2.45 trillion, right? So the entire market cap of crypto, all of crypto, is 2.4 trillion. And you need XRP to get to 32.5 trillion to get to 589. So this would be an example of an unrealistic prediction. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out. It's also 1070x. But anyway, check out thecoinperspective.com. Again, I have no affiliation with them. It's just seriously a tool that I think more people need to know about. So there's less people out there looking for sheep to go to a penny. So anyway, with that being said, but there's a burn. I know there's a burn, but it's like barely a burn. But anyway, I hope SHIB goes to a penny. It's not that I don't want it to go to a penny. I just think it's unlikely, just like XRP to 589. Trust me, no one wants XRP to go to $589 more than I do, but it's just unrealistic, right? Shout out to Hamza, said XRP hater detected. Yeah, shout out to Hamza. No, I am the opposite of an XRP hater. Trust me. If there's anybody in this room that wants XRP to go to $589, it's me. You got to read the numbers, right? Like $32.5 trillion is crazy, absolutely crazy, right? Now, if the market cap of crypto was like 700 trillion, like maybe that's more likely, but like you got to think about that. All the money in crypto right now would have to be that much more than all the money in crypto. 2.4 trillion, right? You would need XRP to be at 32.5, right? So just think about it like that. Very, very difficult to picture a $589 XRP. But trust me, if XRP goes to 589, I will be like, I don't know. I don't even know. I'd be like a quadrillionaire or something. I don't know. I hold my XRP, so it's one of my bigger bags. I haven't bought it in quite a while because, I was actually, think about this, guys. Take a look at XRP right now, right? And I want to come off very clearly here. I am an XRP bull, right? Or shout out to the setup on the setup on the live stream the other day. Wound up playing out, but look at XRP, guys. Right? There's a reason. It's not because I'm an XRP, and I know, Hamza, you're just joking, but I'm not, I want to be clear. I'm not an XRP bear, right? Again, it's one of my bigger bags. But when you have XRP, right? When is this? This was in 2021. Let's pull up the XRP Bitstamp. I know we're kind of getting on a tangent here, but this is probably valuable for a lot of people. Look at this. XRP's last real pump was all the way back here. Was CryptoFace talking about this in his video? I saw somebody talking about this recently. It might have been CryptoFace, or I don't know. I saw somebody talk about this recently. This was the last time XRP pumped. I think it was CryptoFace. Right? You got an absolutely ballistic pump. This was the 2017 peak, right? Or the peak of the 2017 bull market. It technically happened in 2018. But this was the last time XRP pumped. It's been sideways ever since. And you have to think of it like this. I didn't sell all my XRP because I don't think it's ever going to pump again. I'm still holding it. I'm still bullish on it, right? But here's the thing. All the opportunities that I know there's a lot of people out there holding XRP in a much less diversified manner as I am, right? Sure, it's one of my big bags, but I didn't just bet my whole life savings on it, right? I'm well diversified. If XRP went to zero, it would upset me, but I would be fine, right? And I would still make a ton of money in crypto. It would hurt a little bit, right? But all the opportunity that that I know a lot of people in the XRP army. By the way, part of the army here, a lot of people in the XRP army are holding a lot of them only hold XRP, right? And you're just watching all these other coins, right? All these other amazing projects, ICP, Matic, any other altcoin that has moved. You're watching all of this opportunity happen, and your money is trapped in XRP. And in my opinion, right, this is why I stopped buying XRP a while ago, because I already have a big enough bag. If it goes, especially if it went to 589, which again is basically impossible in my opinion, but you're missing tons of opportunity here, right? And if you have all of your capital in XRP and you're just holding XRP because #community, right? You're missing out on money. You're leaving opportunities on the table, right? For me, I'm just kind of letting this chill. One day, if it rips, I'll be like, that's right. I got a fat bag of this stuff. But I'm also taking advantage of all of these other opportunities. I mean, look at INJ. From 2023 to now, from the bottom of the bear market to now, 4,300% gain. Even the blue chip meme coins like Dogecoin up 300%, right? Let's check Matic. From the bottom of the bear market, right, all the way to the high, right? This is assuming you sold the high. 166%. Actually, I guess it would be from here to the high. 380%, right? Let's check Casper. Bada boom. Wow, crazy nuke wick there. That is sketchy. Take a look at Link, right? From the bottom to the top, right? The 395% gain. Let's check out Polkadot, right? Now, Polkadot hasn't even really ripped that bad or that well. 235%, right? Now, let's come to XRP, right? Here we are on the 2022. I guess it pumped 235%. Not that bad, but you could diversify your whole XRP bag into a few of these different altcoins and get multiple 3, 4, 5, 10Xs rather than just watch this thing go sideways. So that's what I'm saying. I've just stopped investing in XRP, not because I don't believe in it, just because I want to allocate that capital to things that are already moving, right? And potentially, right, maybe even make money on those investments and then roll it back into XRP if I wanted to do that. I want to be very transparent. That's not something I'm interested in doing. I already have my XRP bag. It's tucked away. But if you really believe in XRP that bad or that much, and you really do just want to stack as much XRP as possible, think about all the opportunity, all the money you could have made in all of these altcoins and Bitcoin and Ethereum that you could have rolled back into your XRP bag, but instead your XRP bag's just sitting there collecting dust. So there you go, right? XRP bull, but also a realist. But anyway, let's continue on here. Shout out to the XRP army. One more time. I just want to say it again. I'm an XRP bull, but you can't ignore the facts. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Self-Wealth Crypto says, what if fiat stops and all assets go crypto? Then what? Well, then I guess XRP probably to $10,000, right? Shout out to the 10K XRP. No, if I don't know the argument for XRP going to 10K, but it's like a big thing out there that people think there's like a, I don't know, I think it's like a buyback program where they think like the government is going to buy back, or like, I don't know, like they're going to buy back your XRP for 10,000 a token. That'd be crazy. I'd be like I don't even know if there's a number that would explain how much money that would be. But anyway, XRP to the moon. Just not right now, maybe. Maybe in a little while. I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on and take a look at bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Alberto says, what about no internet? Well, there's no internet. I don't think any of this is going to matter. It's just all going to go to zero. Or maybe not go to zero, but it'll just all not be accessible. But anyway, yeah, a quintillionaire. Shout out to yeah, if XRP went to 10K, I would be a quintillionaire. And shout out to Golden. Speaking of quintillionaires, shout out to Golden for gifting another 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Maybe if XRP goes to 10K, we could gift as many memberships as Golden, who apparently I don't know. Apparently Golden is the first quintillionaire on Earth. Shout out to you, brother. I don't know what we did to deserve you, but drop that golden emoji and start those golden waterfalls for our boy Golden in the chat. Shout out to you, bro. You're undefeated. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's actually do some actual TA on ICP here. Where is that ICP chart? Not to be confused with ICUP. Very common misconception. Two totally different things. So here we are, right? Simply put, on ICP, like in the grand scheme of things, what is going on? We have simply gotten a move out of our bear market range, right? Right? You come down, bear market range, breakout, right? And we are now consolidating below our key level of resistance. And as of right now, we are like actively attacking this key level of resistance, which is the value area low, which is still the doorway to higher prices, right? So if we wind up getting back above this value area low, next likely place for price to go is exactly what we were saying back here. Hey, once we get above this value area low, the next stop is likely going to be the POC, right? So same thing. If we hold this value area low, next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC sitting at 1970 or 1979, almost 1980. And then if price gets above that POC, simply put, we can start our journey to the value area high, which is sitting right here at about 45.60. So if we wind up getting, maybe Bitcoin starts to consolidate, maybe Bitcoin starts to pull back, or maybe Bitcoin rips, right? Regardless, if Bitcoin consolidates or kind of starts to pull back, and we do see the altcoins start to run, I don't think it's impossible to see ICP start to make a run for that value area high. Locally, that POC is your next level of key resistance. Now, if I pull up the naked points of control, we come up on here to the weekly. We're likely going to have some key levels here. Shout out to Darren Does Things. Is Darren Does Things in here tonight? Show yourself, Darren, if you're here. If not, I hope you're having a good time with whatever you're doing. But if we take a look here on our naked points of control, let's take a look at the daily. Okay. Let's take a look at the weekly. Got nothing on the weekly. Nothing on the monthly. Let me go back here so I can see. Okay. Bear with me. Come on, indicators. You can do it. That doesn't want to work. Okay, it doesn't want to work on the weekly for some reason. That's interesting. Okay, I broke the indicators, guys. I broke the indicators. I don't know what happened. I broke there's the golden emoji. Oh, there's Darren. Let's go. Shout out to Darren. Says I'm here always. Shout out to Darren. Can't catch Darren slipping. Darren is always here. I love it. Shout out to Darren. But let's see here. Yeah, okay. So we do have a weekly naked point of control. I mean, yeah. Once you get past that POC, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, the next real key levels, in my opinion, are pretty high up here, right? MPOC sitting at 34.14. And then you have another weekly MPOC sitting right here at about 40.80. I would kind of pair that with the value area high. And these are more macro levels for ICP, but they are key. indeed, right? So you see your high volume node right here, pretty significant gap up to the high of the range near the rest of these levels. You can see there's like not really that much between this POC and this weekly naked point of control. So yeah, this is your key level of resistance. You get above that POC, I think it's likely that you start your journey to the upside, targeting closer to the 30s and 40s for ICP, right? Now let me pull some fibs here, because if we have some confluence on these fib levels down here, I'm just going to rough this out real quick. Yeah, this is definitely, like, this whole zone is going to be your next big target, in my opinion, right? So come down to like a more palatable time frame here, right? You get above this value area low. Pretty good news to make it to your POC. Once you've flipped that POC, it's not like you have nothing above you and you're just going to shoot straight up there, but you could really start your journey up to this next big pocket of resistance, starting at about 33.74. That's the next real big level that I see. Obviously going to be some, intermediary levels in between, but really the next major level is going to be that weekly naked at 34.14. So shout out to ICP. As far as Market Cipher, it is looking very similar to everything else. Money flow in the red on the daily, VWAP coming down. 2-day green dot printing, but your money flow still looks bearish. But remember, we are in that area of the market where these fake outs into the red may be likely to just fake us out back to the upside. Okay, shout out to Gold. No way. Golden, there's no way. Wait, did you go? You gifted another 50 memberships? Yo, shout out to Golden. Unbelievable. Shout out to Golden. What are you doing? How did we get you? We are enlightened with memberships here from Golden. Unbelievable. I appreciate you endlessly, bro. I can't thank you enough, Golden. Like, I should dedicate an entire stream to you, bro. Shout out to Golden, bro. You are undefeated. I love you dearly from the bottom of my heart. I know the Mafia does as well. Drop those Golden emojis if you love Golden as much as we do. You are crazy, bro. And for anybody who does not know, when you get 50 memberships, I don't know exactly how much it is, right? Money's not the most important thing in the world, but this is not cheap, right? Golden is dropping a bag on the Mafia, giving back to you guys, and kind of simultaneously giving back to the YouTube channel. But shout out to Golden. You are unbelievable, bro. I appreciate you so much. Jesse said, how do I become a number? Jesse said, how do I become a member? Jesse, you got to, there are settings in your YouTube settings that you have to change. You have to enable gifting. If you don't enable gifting, you won't be able to accept it. So check your YouTube settings, and shout out to Golden, bro. I love you dearly. Thank you so much. I know the Mafia loves you as well. Thank you for just Golden is Satoshi. I'm calling it right now. Shout out to Golden. I love you, bro. But anyway, let's go ahead. The whole chat is green. Literally everybody, almost everybody has a membership. Unbelievable. Shout out to Golden. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on here. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at H-bar, guys. Absolutely insane. H-bar is up like 50% in the last... not 50, 50%, and like there was like a 33% 4-hour candle. It's up like 50% for the day, I believe. It's still pretty volatile. I could see the candle moving. Up 129% since the other day, since the 12th of April. Like I said, you come on over to the daily. I mean, look at this daily candle. Oh, wait, it's pumped more since right before the stream. Yeah, this thing it was up 55% on the day. Now it's up 68% on the day. Now, if you guys are wondering what is causing this pump, very simply put, let me pull it up here. It was some H-bar news. Yeah, so it's come on. BlackRock tokenizes money market fund on Hedera. Shout out to BlackRock. Anytime you need the markets to move, just hit up BlackRock and they will go ahead and move it for you. But there you go. BlackRock tokenizes money market fund on Hedera. H-bar soars. I would actually, as somebody who like really remains very calm during market movements, I think source is an understatement. I think this is a fair time to use the word explode. This is unreal. This is amazing. I love this. I do hold H-bar, so I'm happy about that. But anyway, let's go ahead and check this thing out because this is absolutely insane. But let's take a look here. So take a look at the daily. Come on, TradingView. There you go. So yeah, look at that Lambo. That's what they call a Lambo candle, guys. That's what they call a Lambo candle. But Let's take a look here. So let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, green dot on the weekly. This does not look too bad. Well, let's see here. Let's go ahead and pull some higher time frame levels, as we're going to need them if this thing continues to rip like it is. Let's see. Let's pull the Binance chart. There we go. Bada boom. Bada bing. Excuse me. Okay, so, I mean, where'd you bounce from? You pulled back right to your previous value area high. Absolute moon. Unbelievable. And to be quite honest with you, this was supported by low volume gaps, right? I mean, there was not really much in the way of price pushing up here. Come on, volume. You can do it. There you go. So, yeah, let me go ahead and let's pull some new levels here. I'm going to pull it on this range right here. Right, so this is definitely going to be the next major zone. I mean, I don't know. Who knows if we're going to make it up here, right? This might be a little bit ambitious, to be honest with you, but it's not going to hurt to have this on your chart. Come on. Bada boom. POC. And then you have your value area low sitting right down here. So if this thing keeps pushing, I will be honest with you guys, pulling up the VPVR, I mean, there's not too much, right? Come on, volume. There you go. Yeah. Come on, volume. There you go. I wish this would load faster. Come on, volume. There you go. So you can see here, I mean, nothing really too dramatic, but really your last high volume node was sitting right here, right? So if we do pull back, I would look at this high volume node as key support, right? So I'm actually going to label this classically. Come on. High volume node, right? So we do come back down. This would be a good support flip here on that high volume node. As long as we're able, in my opinion, to hold above this level, we could continue to fill this low volume gap all the way to our previous value area low from the previous bull market, sitting at about 21 cents, right? Which would be a nice little pump from here. And this is likely going to be very, very important resistance. Not only would we expect this to act as resistance, not only would we expect this to act as resistance as we tap our head on this, but if we flip it to support, we now know that we can use it for context as the doorway, right? And I'm going to label this value area low or doorway to higher prices, right? DWTHP. Once you flip that level to support, it will open the door to get a move to the POC, flip that POC to support, and get a move to that value area high, right? And that is simply what I'd be looking at. Those are definitely going to be your next key levels of support. And if you pull your fib from this impulse to the downside, yeah, beautiful. I would also keep an eye on this golden pocket. I won't mark it out. But yeah, 786 in beautiful confluence with that value area low. But you do have your golden pocket sitting here at about 18 cents. Could H-bar be on the way to 18 cents? I do think it's plausible, especially with that weekly green dot. Not looking too shabby in my opinion. Shout out to anybody holding H-bar. Absolutely unbelievable. And speaking of unbelievable, Golden with another 20 Frankie Candles memberships. Golden, YouTube is going to ban your account again for spending too much on memberships. Shout out to Golden. If you guys don't know, YouTube literally tries to stop Golden from doing this, and he just makes another account and keeps doing it. Shout out to Golden. I appreciate you so much. You are unbelievable, bro. This has got to be a record, Golden. I know you give away a lot of memberships every single day, and I am. Yo, shout out to Golden. This is why I love Golden. Let them try. You cannot stop Golden. Golden is simply an unstoppable force. And Golden, I know you do this all the time, bro, and I know you've done it like to this extent, but this has got to be a record, dude. 221 new Frankie Candles members gifted by Golden, except for crypto. It's 221, and one of them was Crypto and Yogurt. So shout out to Crypto and Yogurt. You are that one guy. And another 20 memberships. Unbelievable, guys. That's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys next time. Let's go. Shout out to Golden. You get a membership. You get a membership. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Crypto Billy must have, Crypto Billy and Golden must be the kings of givers gain and giving and gaining. Unbelievable, Golden. Shout out to you, bro. This has literally got to be a record, probably like ever, I would think. This is unbelievable. Shout out to Golden, bro. I love you so much. I love how he says, let him try. Try to stop me from being a good person. I love that. Aggressively, he's an aggressively good person. Like, offensively good person. Unbelievable. Shout out to Golden. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and continue on. Yes, yo, shout out to Crypto Ace 33 says Golden must have hit HBAR today. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Wick 589 said I'm offended. Shout out to Wick. I am offended by goodness as well. Unbelievable. Shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you so much. And he sends another super chat. Okay, I'm done. Shout out to Golden, bro. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for being an amazing part of this community. Unbelievable. But let's go ahead and continue on. That was HBAR. Let's go ahead and take a look at Near Protocol and see what we got going on here. Unbelievable. What an exciting stream. It's never a dull stream when Golden is. Shout out to Jesse. Let's go. Yo, you can't make this up. Jesse's like, wait, how do I get a membership? Jesse, you got to check your YouTube members. And then 5 minutes later, oh my God, I'm a member now. Yo, this is insane. If you hang out in the Frankie Candles live stream, not only are you never know what you're going to see. By the way, I'm not saying I want to flex this. I'm not flexing this, but I do just want to say this is a little long setup that we did put on the live stream as a little bit of a freebie. It's never a trade signal, right? But if you were able to see what we were looking at here for a potential long entry on XRP and then went and did your own research and your own analysis and found that your analysis agreed with our analysis, you could have gotten to a nice little trade here. But not that you should ever trade based off what we say. This is not financial advice, guys. This is for education purposes only. We don't even trade real money, right? We only do paper trading. So anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here with the Near Protocol, and let's see if we can figure out what's going to happen here. So take a look here. Let's go on to the daily. And simply put, I'm going to get rid of the, actually, I'm like really tempted to keep most of this. And of course, let me go ahead and, okay, let me put all this in a folder, hide that, get that in there, get this and this in there, we'll hide that. And then bada boom, bada bing, we'll hide that. And then I'll grab all of this and hide it. Okay, now let's only look at the relevant levels. So here we are. Let's take a look. Simply put, right, I would actually look at this as two different ranges, right? You have your volume profile here pulled from the bull market, right, in 2021. Adjust this slightly because we're on the daily here. That's why it moved. But as we look here, simply put, this is not only a previous value area low, but also the doorway to higher prices. Bada boom. Whoops. Oops. Doorway to higher prices, right? If we're able to hold this as support, I do think there's a high likelihood to get a move up to your POC, right? This would just naturally be the next area that you would be looking at in the medium to long term. I'm going to give you the medium. I'm going to give you the medium to long term and then the shorter term, right? So medium to long term, simply put, let's take a look at the weekly. VWAP coming up, money flow crossing over into the green as well. So for sure, right? And again, this is going to this volume profile is going to move depending on what time frame you're looking at. However, if you're able to hold this value area low sitting at around $6.41, this would be the doorway to higher prices. You hold this as support. And if you can, then you would look for a move up to the POC, flip that POC to support. Then you could look for, this is a daily naked point of control. So this is kind of just an intermediary level, but hold that value area low to support. You could start your journey, keyword journey, to that POC and value area high, which are pretty close to each other, right? Understanding that you have these kind of intermediary levels as this daily naked point of control sits here on the way up there. So that's the medium term, right? Now, if I were looking for shorter term levels or more local levels, I would simply be looking at this range locally, right? So simply put, I would also be looking at this as a kind of like a scalp range, right? I guess you could call it a scalp range. So this would be value area high, your POC, and your value area low. So there you go, right? This is similar to Bitcoin, right? We came up, right? And we are consolidating here. We lost the low, reclaimed it. Now we're at the POC. So at this point, I mean, your VWAP is rolling back over to the downside on the daily, right? Money flow is kind of coming up not too bad here. However, based off the volume profile, you would look for a flip of this POC to support and a move up to your value area high. However, let's check that 16-hour. Money flow back in the green, but the red dot is printing. 12-hour red dot looking to print. 8-hour red dot confirmed. 10-hour red dot confirmed as well. So, yeah, I mean, this is a little bit of a chop fest, to be honest with you. So I would use this for local context. If you're able to maintain support above your value POC, I would look for a move to the value area high. However, just like on Bitcoin with the sketchy money flow, could be a potential rejection here. So if that 12 and 16-hour red dot print, I would, you could wind up seeing a little bit of a move to the downside. If you lose the POC, your next key level would be the value area low, right? So I don't want to overcomplicate this, right? In the short term, if you lose the POC, value area low is your key support. If you flip the key support here, the POC into support, then your key level is the value area high, which would be resistance, right? So the thought process here is if you lose the POC, you're likely going to the low. If you hold the POC, you're likely going to the high. For me, this would not really be a trade, but with the confluence of this little 786 retest here, if I were forced to take a trade, I'd probably be looking to take a short locally. Not the most attractive short to take, but if I was forced to take a position here, I'd probably short. But I wouldn't be interested in that in general, just because it's in the middle of the range and the confluence. I wouldn't really be interested in a trade on near right now. But these are definitely the levels I would be looking at. Value area low locally sitting at 597, POC sitting at 692, and your value area high sitting at $8.12. So there you go. Not impossible to fill this whole range up to the high, but I would be careful because you did get that 786 retracement. But one thing that is for sure is in the longer term, 100%, what I would be focused on is the one thing I would be focused on is this longer-term range. If we do pull back, here's what kind of makes sense to me in the longer term. 12, 16-hour red dots print, right? Because what happened here? We tapped our head. We came up. We could wind up coming back down here for a retest. So I would probably be interested in a potential long position on near. I think I might have said H-bar before. I don't know why. But I would be interested in a potential long if you were to come back down to that value area low. Potentially. So, yeah. That 12, 16-hour red dot might pull you back in the long term, in the medium term, right? Come back down to test the value area low. As long as you're able to hold it, that would enable you to start your or continue your trend up to that daily naked point of control. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Alberto. Says, I'm in a short, bro. You'll be my angel. Yo, shout out to Alberto. Oh, God, shout out to Alberto. Hey, that 12 and 16-hour red dot, in my opinion, could bring you down. Not financial advice. But let's go ahead and continue on. Hang on a second. Shout out to Hannah King. What is going on? Hannah King in the chat. What is going on, Hannah? Thank you for stopping by. The princess of the CandleMafia has arrived. Drop that crown emoji in the chat if you have the Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. Shout out to Hannah King. Show in the super chat, too. Shout out to Hannah. Said, just popping in to say hello to the CandleMafia. Shout out to Hannah King. Thank you for tuning in. She is the princess of the CandleMafia. Drop those tiaras in the chat, guys. Let's go. Hope you're doing well, Hannah. Let us know. Hopefully you're doing well. And yeah, great to see you in here. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Nick. Says BTC matters too. Shout out to Nick. I agree. I don't know if you're asking for BTC TA. If you are, scrub to the beginning of the stream. We did a full breakdown on Bitcoin. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here and take a look at Dogecoin. And let's take a look. All right, so here we are on Dogecoin. And I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't say this to brag. I don't say this to say I'm the best, right? But I do say this to hopefully help some of you guys out there. And I just want to say this was an area where we were looking for a bounce on Doge. And I'm not saying these are trade signals. I'm not telling you that when I put a support zone on the chart that you should just long these levels. But I'm just saying, the information is on these free live streams that, we put the breadcrumbs out there. Just do a little bit of hunting. And you could find some nice little trade entries here on some of these levels, right? We had our key level of support down here. Value area low, very simply put. And it's a pretty simple concept, right? Lower lows on price action. You deviate from that low. Higher lows on your momentum waves. This is the 5-hour. We had it on the 4-hour as well. That's really what I thought we were on. But you get that bullish divergence on the 4-hour with money flow. I mean, let's be real here. Money flow was coming up at the time, and then it kind of just wonked out sideways here for some reason. But it was trending to the upside, which was another indication to potentially look for a long. And he did get a bounce of about 12%. Plenty of a move to make a little bit of money on a leverage trade for sure. By the way, if you guys want to sign up to trade with the Mafia, you guys can check the link in the descriptions down below. We got some links to BingX, FEMAX, some of our favorite exchanges. Go check them out if you guys want to trade. Sure, you'll help out the channel, but I'm pretty sure on all of them, you will get deposit bonuses or discounts on your fees. It will obviously benefit the Mafia. So check those links out if you guys are interested. But let's see. Yo, shout out to Mont said, bro, I need myself a sandwich with those breadcrumbs. Shout out to Mont. I'm going to call you Monty because really is M-O-N-T, right? Because it's the letter T, so we could pronounce it Monty technically, right? Shout out to Monty. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, and if this money flow continues into the red on the 4-hour, what would this make us anticipate? It would make us anticipate a continuation of the trend to the upside, right? So if we do wind up getting that continuation, we could be working our way up to that value area high locally. And these are the levels that I'll give you for today on Dogecoin, right? Money flow crossover into the green, if that's going to play out as they typically do. What happened last time? Well, it's not as perfectly lined up here, but we flipped that value area low to support. Money flow was coming up. We filled the range to the high, right? And then here we are again, right? Money flow coming up. Flip the value area low to support. Can we make it back up to the high? Potentially. Based off the laws of the volume profile, this would be what you expect. And with that money flow crossover, I mean, it's not looking that bad in my opinion. Not a trade zone for me, right? This is, in my opinion, if I were looking for a trade here, I would either be waiting for a retracement for a long position, or I'd be waiting for a fill of this range to look for a potential short position back down. But other than that, this is definitely the range I would be looking at. And shout out to anybody who was looking at who was watching the stream when we were looking at that key level of the value area low sitting right down here. We also had some fib levels in here as well, but I deleted them. But anyway, with all that being said, let's see, bada boom, bada boom. Hey, shout out to Bar Mott Center. Shout out to you, bro. Says, yo, Frankie. I say, yo, what's up, Bar? What's going on, brother? Welcome in. Let's go ahead and continue on. H-Bar still pumping. Lucho, come on, bro. Really? Oh, my God. It's going to $1 million, guys. Yo, hang on. Is this a different chart that we're looking at, or is this the same chart? If this is the same chart, this thing ripped. Did this thing really rip that much? Ooh, yo, what is going on right now? There we go. Come on. Just let me measure one time. There we go. Yo. This thing is up 80% on the day. This is insane. H-bar to the moon, baby. This thing is ripping. Unbelievable. Okay, unbelievable. Shout out to Lucho. Yeah, this thing is indeed pumping. Lucho ain't never told a lie in his life. At least that's what I hear. And he's right. Usually, I take what Lucho says very seriously, but a lot of people will be like, hey, this is pumping. And I go to it, and it's like up 0.002%. And I'm like, guys, that's not a pump. That's just market movement. But Lucho, this is indeed still pumping like crazy. That is absolutely insane. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here and take a look at ADA. I don't know why I couldn't get that out of my mouth. But here we are on Cardano. I don't believe this is the chart we've been looking at. I should probably just clear all the ones that we don't use. I guess we'll just look at the Tether US chart. Okay. So let's zoom out here. I might start a new chart here. We'll keep the daily naked point. Look at the naked points of control. Look at the naked points of control. Look at this. Beautiful tap on this. I mean, this happened a little while ago, but like, look at the respect on that daily naked point of control. It's like, oh my God, we're losing the naked point of control. Oh my God, where are we going? Sit on your hands, wait for the next key level. This would have been the next key level in my opinion. It wound up holding just a little boop on the nose, and there you go, right back up. Key level of support. This is a tapped daily naked point of control now, so I will just label this tapped daily. whoops, tapped DNPOC. Bada boom, right? So we know it's tapped. It's still technically relevant, right? Acted as resistance. So once we get above it, we do want to continue to hold this as support. If we do, next likely spot to go, in my opinion, will be right here, sitting at our next value area, right here, value area low at 57 cents. As long as look at the 16-hour money flow was coming up, and now we're like really just yeeting back down into the red. So this is actually a little bit more of a bearish sign. But if we do come back down, you're going to want to hold this tap daily, sitting at you're also kind of testing a fresh daily level here, right? So this would technically be a daily that I would mark out as just a daily horizontal. If you lose this daily level, this tapped MPOC, which lost the C for some reason, this tapped daily naked point of control will be key support. If you're able to stay up here, you could continue your journey up to that value area low, sitting at 57 cents. Now pulling up your VRVP. Bada boom. Yeah, you do have a little gap here, potentially. Quick move down sometimes makes a quick move up, right? So just keep that in mind. You do have somewhat of a gap here. It's kind of hard to identify here on the chart, right? High volume node, somewhat of a gap. It's not really that crazy. You do have some significant levels in here. But in my opinion, as long as you stay above this level here, you could continue that journey up to about 57 cents. And I'll honestly, that's pretty much all I'll give, right? Because if you are going to continue up here, right, and you do get up to that value area low, like you have the roadmap, right? Because the POC is sitting right here at 62 cents. Get above that POC, you're going to be simply looking for a move up to the high of the range. So there you go. If you wind up losing this daily naked point of control, your next support zone is going to be down here. Now, we already tapped this daily naked point of control, but we do have one just underneath that sitting right here at 37 cents. So all these levels remain important and in play. So there you go. I would keep that in mind. But those are the levels I'd be looking at. Other than that, I would be somewhat... Yeah, like the real question here, guys, is like, and I'm going to cover Bitcoin right before we hop out of here. I'll go over Bitcoin one more time. Oh my God, we got 666 people in here. Not the best number. Not because it's low views or anything, but just because, 666. Anyway, VWAT rolling over on the daily. The real question here is, guys, are we going to see the fake out into the red? Is the money flow going to fake us out and bring us back to the upside as we would maybe expect at this point in the market, right? Again, what is this? This is the 2020 dump. Money flow comes in, right? Money flow comes into the red just a little bit, right back into the green. Massive move to the upside. And, ever since you started that move up, every time your daily money flow comes down, it gets supported again, right? And then it really comes down. This actually looks pretty dang bearish, right? Like if you go back in time here, this looks pretty dang bearish, right? Not only do you have money flow coming out, but you actually have confirmed bearish divergences, right, on the daily, right? Higher highs, it's not that strong, to be honest, but lower highs, right? It's actually, this isn't the cleanest divergence, to be honest with you. But either way, your money flow coming out would be bearish, but what happens? Fake out, and you get another move up, right? So we have to be aware of that we're at that point in the cycle where these things could be likely to happen. And that's really the question I have. That's the main question that I have right now. And one of the main reasons why I do remain with a little bit more of a neutral sentiment right now, guys. It's simply because, are we going to see that bull market effect where money flow just fakes us out back to the upside? Or are we going to see one more big correction with money flow coming out? Is the TA just going to play out as it presents itself? Or is our market experience going to come through and give us those fake outs to the upside? And before I let you guys go, I do want to take a quick little check-in on Bitcoin, as it is still just dancing around this golden pocket. And remember, guys, another reason, right? It's not just money flow, right? It's not simply just money flow. It's also, if we pull up Lux Algo real quick, this is something I've been showing a lot, simply because it plays out more often than it doesn't. But even if I hide my TA here, you can see, if you I couldn't have my own TA, and I was just looking at Lux Algo here, look at your daily smart trail, which, by the way, we looked at this yesterday, and this was popping up. This was coming right down into where? Right? Where was this coming down into? And let me just hide some of this stuff. It was coming down almost in perfect confluence with what? The 786 golden pocket confluence. And this is oftentimes, if you are going to get a lower high and a continuation of the trend to the downside, this is oftentimes where you will get the rejection. And when you have it in confluence with a golden pocket 786 level like it is here, it can make it a bit more spicy or saucy, as the Mafia would say. And I we could back test it, but it's basically very similar to a moving average. But when you another thing. This is kind of very similar to the entry strategy I've been talking about with Lux Algo, right? And let me go ahead and let me turn on the... let me come down to a little bit of a lower time frame. Bada boom. Should we take a look at the 4 hour? Yeah. So oftentimes, or let me see if the 8 hour will populate. Bada boom, right? So what happens... You come down, you get a change of character, right? And your candlesticks turn purple, right? This is oftentimes where I would be looking for a lower high to come in. And on the flip side, this is where I look for higher lows to come in, right? You get a bullish change of character, right? Once you get that bullish change of character, you look for the retracement, and this is kind of what I look for, right? You get the bullish change of character. This is saying to me, you are safe, right? Quote unquote safe, to look for a long on a pullback. And oftentimes, where do those pullbacks happen? They happen into key Fibonacci golden pocket 786 retracements. And again, if you can get those retracements to line up with your smart trail, it makes for a saucy level for a higher low to come in. Now, it's basically what's happening here, except, we come to the 10 hour, we did get the 12 hour. Yeah. Like very, very similarly, in the opposite direction, your candlesticks turn purple, price comes up for a retracement. And in my opinion, especially if that smart trail keeps coming down here, very likely lower high to be coming in here. And again, this also plays into why I'm looking for a short here. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Maybe, it's not going to play out 100% of the time, but one thing is for sure. It will play out or won't play out at some point, and we'll be here to go over it. Because remember, nothing's 100%. If price decides to yeet up here, right? This is, I think, a mistake that a lot of people make with indicators is they think they're 100%, right? If price just shoots up here, it's not guaranteed to nuke from here, right? You could push up and simply put, your smart trail will just turn bullish, right? It will flip bullish. And at that point, what we could do is look for a bullish or a higher low to come in to potentially look for a long position, right? So if, say price pumped up to here and then your smart trail turned bullish and it was flying through this golden pocket 786 retracement, we'd be looking for the opposite of what we're looking for right now, which is a lower high, but we would just look for a higher low in that case. So we'll have to see what happens. We'll see if it plays out or fakes us out, but we'll have to see. I don't know. Very, very, very hard to call. And for that reason, guys, I do have a little bit more of a neutral sentiment. So we'll see. Will my short get stopped out before tomorrow's live stream? We don't know. If you guys, by the way, want to sign up for Lux Algo, you can check the link in the description down below. They do a 30-day money-back guarantee. Shout out to Sean and the team at Lux Algo. Thank you for sponsoring the channel. And thank you for giving us these smart trails. I can't tell you how many fire entries, typically on the lower time frames. I typically do use the entry strategy on the lower time frames to find entries, right? Typically, I am already looking for a long position, right? Like in this case right here, just because I'm a nerd, and I just want to go over this. And I say nerd, but I really mean churd, which is chart nerd. But anyway, again, bullish change of character. This is where I am looking for price to get a little bit of a pullback, and this is where I'm looking for a retracement to enter in on a higher low. Where's that higher low likely to come in other than the smart trail? Simply put here, guys, you can pull multiple different fibs from the high to the low. So from the full swing low to the swing high, front runs your golden pocket here just a little bit, but obviously you could pull these levels from many other places. You could pull it from this low, you could pull it from this low, and either way, if you're able to get significant confluence, which I guess you did have here somewhat on this low, I wouldn't say this is not the greatest example, but if you can get that smart trail like right on that golden pocket, or ideally like right like this, where it's like floating right in the middle of the 786 golden pocket, when you see that, this is a golden entry zone for me. And then oftentimes you will get a big move up. So anyway, with that being said, just a little bit of a tangent there. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. We'll have to see what happens, guys. Hopefully, we can get a decisive move out of this thing they call Bitcoin at some point today, tomorrow, at least this week, so we can get back to these, a little bit of a clearer chart with some more clear confirmations, so I can be a little bit more deterministic on where I think things are going. But as of right now, I'm long and short at the same time, and we're just waiting for one to get wrecked, or not wrecked, one to get stopped out so the other one can pay us out. So with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream, guys. I'll see you here, same place, same time tomorrow, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I've been told that I'm probably not going to stream on Friday because it's my birthday Saturday. I don't know why that correlates at all. But shout out to Tony D and Mrs. Candles. Apparently, we're probably not going to stream on Friday. I don't know why. I wish I could tell you guys. Maybe Tony D will tell you. I don't know. But that's all I got. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Shout out to Juan. I think it was Juan who said this. He said, Frankie, what other Lux Algo indicators do you use? And I'm going to take this as an opportunity to talk about my free Lux Algo indicator, Frankie Candles Essentials by Lux Algo. Shout out to Juan. I'm showing you this because I just know for a fact, I know a lot of people, Lux Algo has a bunch of really good subscriptions that you could do. You can kind of pick and choose, like build your own kind of set, build your own suite kind of thing. So you don't have to pay for indicators you don't want to use or pay for tools that you don't want to use. But I'm just going to use this as an opportunity to talk about the Frankie Candles Essentials indicator by Lux Algo, only because it's 100% free, Juan. If you are still here, I said hang on, I'll show you. You could go get this for free right now and use it right this second for free. No barriers to entry or anything. It's 100% free to use right now. So this is kind of like a souped up volume profile that I like to use. Well, of course, I like to use it because it's my indicator. But this is basically a souped-up indicator with added features such as auto-populating Fibonacci levels, so you don't have to worry about where you're pulling your fib from. They just automatically populate. And then also we have these confirmation sauce can signals, right, which are not buy and sell signals, but they are confirmation signals. And then on top of that, we also have automatic divergence detection, right? So right here, this basically takes my entire trading strategy, encompasses it all into one easy-to-use indicator for new people, right, or people who are new to trading or new to my strategies. It kind of just makes it all, puts it all into one indicator now. So you still have to do some TA here, but it really simplifies and takes a lot of the guesswork out of things. But you can see here, typically with my strategy, we like to find shorts at the highs on the deviation above the value area high, right? So price deviates above the range, right? Your range high is right here. Deviation, you have a bearish divergence, a sauce can, right? You could also see on Market Cipher, money flow is coming out. You get a reversal, acceptance back into the range, back down to the low. You deviate from the low, you get another sauce can, you go back to the high, and you get another deviation above the range. This is where you want to look for shorts. You get a sauce can and a bearish divergence. You go right back down to the low. Didn't get a signal here. Still could have traded the... Still could have looked for a long on the value area low back to the high, but you didn't get the signals there. And then right here, what happens? Another bearish divergence, sauce can confirmation, acceptance back into the range, right back down to the POC, right back down to the low, another divergence, another confirmation, right back into the range, back to the high, deviation, bearish divergence, back down to the low, and now we are losing that range. And this is bar replay mode. I was trying to find a nice little clean range for you guys. Simply put, this is 100% free, Juan. So if you're still here, brother, hopefully you are. Hopefully you can check that out. It's 100% free. Go use it. Go learn about it. And I do recommend, guys. Yeah, drop those Lux Algo emojis in the chat. I highly recommend you go check out Anon or Rob or Tyler or one of the mods. If you guys can drop the if you guys can drop the link to my tutorial for the Frankie Candles Essentials indicator, I literally do a trade recap and I show how I used my free indicator to get into a super profitable trade. And I show the trade live and everything. I show you exactly what I looked for. And I even talk about that smart trail. I even talk about that smart trail on Lux Algo Premium. Now, I will say Lux Algo Premium is obviously paid. So if you want that smart trail, it is part of the premium indicator package. But use the link in the description down below. Go check out their site. They do deals all the time. And again, they have a 30-day full money-back guarantee. So check that out. And yeah, like I said, if you want to check out the free, they also have over 150 free indicators. Just go check out Lux Algo, guys. LuxAlgo.com. Link in the description down below. They got a bunch of free stuff. They got a bunch of paid stuff. They got everything that you want, everything that you need. Go check them out. That's all I got. And with all that being said, see you guys tomorrow. Hasta basta. Bing bong. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor.
Calling all
On the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out.